Well, welcome, Scorpio. I am Karen with Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot, and this reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. Love reading, middle of June to middle of July. We'll take a look at current situation, present and past and present influences, negative and positive, what you don't see, challenge, what to look for, future influence, outcome, and advice. And this is for Scorpio. As a note, I do personal readings. Link to my website is below in the description. And let's take a second here. What do our Scorpions need to know about their love? Middle of June, middle of July. What do Scorpios need to know about their love life? One more, and then I'll cut the cards and we'll begin. Ah. Okay, so the current situation, please. Okay, we have death and past influence. Four of Pentacles, present influence. The wheel. Negative. Ten of Cups, positive. Two of Wands. What you don't see. The Tower. Challenge. Queen of Cups. What to look for. Seven of Cups. Future influence is the Moon. Outcome is Knight of Pentacles, and advice I will keep is Three of Wands. Okay, bottom of the deck is the World. I feel like this does say that there is an ending, a cycle is ending. There is something coming to an end. I feel like this was something that you were really holding on to. And this kind of card, this is Four of Pentacles. This is your past influence. This card in this deck is about ending, but it's about holding on to those resources. So something is coming to an end, but everything that you need from that you've held on to, which kind of reminds me of the World as well, because it's an ending of a cycle, but it's a successful ending. It's a good ending overall, but knowing that you feel like something's coming to an end, or you've created that end. There's not this huge energy of, oh my gosh, but it has to do with you changing. So this is the Death card, and this is about change and transformation, and all of these feel like that, because we have the World and we also have your present influence being the Wheel, which is things are moving forward or moving on. You're moving on, way forward, up. The Wheel is all about just forward movement, and it could be about being in the right place at the right time. I feel like you are, to be honest with you, as far as the cards are looking right now. So, but there is this whole reading has to do with, I feel like, you changing, you kind of coming to some realization or learning something, or I don't know, there's like this, you're changing in some way, you're transforming, and that means I think that it's time to, like, whatever is ending is done and you're moving on. It's not this hard ending, okay? So it's a life cycle that has ended, whether that's a relationship. I don't see that. I just feel like there is something that maybe you've been trying to work through, and that's why you finally hit that transformation mode. Like, let's say, just an example, losing weight or getting into shape or something like that, where you've been working on it and you've done that and you feel transformed. Sometimes, like when we go through changes like that, for instance, I do know about the losing weight. Like you could lose a lot of weight and not see yourself thin yet. Like, you know, if you've been heavy for a long time and then you lose weight, it's hard to see yourself that way. And this, I feel like this is like the, oh, here I am. So whatever change it is, it doesn't have to be that, but you've made changes and you've grown and you've learned, and now you see it and you feel it. It's like there. So that's what the death is about. And that's why the world is there, because it's, you've done it, you've done the work. And then, you know, this is your present influence, which is all about moving forward and moving up and on. So that is really good energy. Your negative energy is the 10 of Cups. I feel like this has to do with people around you. I feel like this also has to do with comfort to some degree too. Like, I feel like there's something happening here where I feel like the people around you that normally bring you comfort are not giving you that comfort. That if you're moving on to do something different, which I feel like you are, because the Two of Wands is in your positive energy and you're still planning on doing something here, the people around you are not necessarily in agreement to what you're doing. Are they holding you back? I don't think so, but it's just getting in your way. And it's hard. Like when the people that we care about don't agree with what we're doing, you know, sometimes we feel very defiant in doing that, and it's hard. It doesn't mean we don't still do it, but sometimes that's hard. And I feel like with the positive influence being the Two of Wands, in this deck, it's all about the planning. He's got the maps out. He's planning his route. You're doing that. You're in the midst of creating something really nice here. Since this is a love reading, I do feel like that you are like reaching out maybe to someone that you normally wouldn't, or, you know, it just feels good. Like there's something happening here in your love life where you are planning it and moving forward, and the planning you're doing is working for you. That's why this is in the positive influence. So what you don't see though is the Tower, and I would just be wary. I don't think this is horrible, but it shifts your plans. Okay? So your plans are going to change, and they're not going to change because of it's going to be some kind of destiny thing here. We got the Wheel and the Tower. These are both pretty much destiny cards. The Tower comes in when we don't change something that needs to be changed. The Tower takes it away for us. But it also could be just someone intervening, our higher power saying, you know what, I need to do this so this whole thing changes a little bit. Sometimes when we have plans, they're not quite the way our higher self wants us to go, and they'll nudge us, and the Tower can be a nudge, and it could be a really big nudge. But and same with the Wheel. So I think you'll be nudged into doing something a little differently. I still do not believe that this is negative in any way. I think it's just the Tower coming in and something changing. It's not a huge negative change, but I will tell you in the future, you're going to have to look at things a little differently than you have. And that's another reason why I think that the Tower is going to make you change your plans. Your challenge is the Queen of Cups. And I feel like this could be a person that is going to either change your mind about doing something or needs your help, but it is someone that you care about and they care about you. So it's a family member, a good friend, you know, but I think this is what the cause is with the Tower, and it's going to be a little bit challenging because it's going to make you shift directions on how you move forward. So your plans are going to be altered. That's what I feel like. But the good thing is keep making those plans, because if you're prepared for that change, then it's not such a surprise and you can deal with it easier. But I do feel like it has something to do with this Queen of Cups energy around you. I don't think it's this huge, I'm not feeling that anyway. I'm not feeling this really scary anything. I'm not. What to look for is the Seven of Cups, and that's a reminder that you do have choices. So make sure that you look at all your choices and all of those things that are available to you in any way, shape, or form. If this Queen of Cups situation comes in, I feel like there's other ways you can handle it, and that's what you need to watch for. So I don't know if someone needs your help financially. This is just an example because I don't think this is what it is. If someone needs your help financially and you don't have the money to give them, maybe you can help them in a different way. Maybe you have, something stored like extra food, or, look at how you can help them, or look at how you can deal with this in a different way than maybe what's first apparent or what they're actually asking for. Because I feel like that's what you're going to have to do, is look at choices. How do I do this? What's a better way for me to handle this situation? I don't think it, and I think there's a lot of choices. Like it could go a lot of different ways. So, and it may have you a little overwhelmed, because I think this Queen of Cups is really going to kind of like tweak your plans, and it's going to be kind of frustrating because you're working hard on your plans, and it's going to get all tweaked. I don't think, again, I don't think it's bad. It's just, know that you have choices here. Understand that. Watch for those choices, because I think that's the key to getting through this Tower, Queen of Cups energy. Also, I think it has to do with this too, the Ten of Cups. Your future influence is the moon. And this is important because the moon reminds us that things aren't always as they appear, because the moon can cast shadows. So keep that in mind. In the future, you're going to come across something and you're going to think of it this way, and it's not that way. So keep that in mind. Have an open mind. Look at all the different ways it could come. And the way I explain this, if you haven't been in any of my readings, a lot of times when the moon comes up and I talk about things aren't always the same. Let's say people at work are talking about you, and they're talking about you because you've heard your name and you just know it, and you just know something's going to happen. And either you feel like you might get fired, or get a write up or something bad. You're automatically thinking something bad because they're not telling you about it. Something's going on here. They're talking about me behind my back. I don't understand it. And then come to find out that they're going to celebrate your anniversary, and they want to surprise you or do some kind of surprise party for you, or some kind of surprise something. And that's why you're hearing your name. So it's something like that, where you're thinking it's one thing because that's the way our mind is leading us, but it's actually something else. So in the near future, if something feels like you're certain about something going a certain way, and you're not, like, you'll know it, like, you just go, it's not something you have facts on. So if you don't have the facts, then you don't know the whole truth yet. You will. The outcome is whatever this, I feel like you are like leaning towards someone or something, some kind of relationship here. And it's happening with the Knight of Pentacles. I do feel like this, though, is to reminder that this might move slow. But if this does move forward slowly, it's okay. Because when things move slowly, especially with the Knight of Pentacles, it means that along the way we are really planting those growth seeds and allowing, whatever the situation is to grow and to really allow it to become something, because the Knight of Pentacles is taking the time. And when we take our time to plant the proper seeds, then we get the proper crop, instead of if we hurry and plant them all together and then they overtake each other and, that kind of thing. So know that when the Knight of Pentacles comes in, there's a good chance things will last in a relationship. And I do feel like this is relationship, but it's kind of like there's just something happening here where things have changed and you're going to have to do something different, and you're already planning. So whatever this planning is, that's what you're going to know, and whether it resonates with you or not, and how the situation unfolds. Because that Two of Wands tells me you're planning. Your advice is Three of Wands. And I think this has a lot to do with the Moon card, and this hard energy of the Queen of Cups. That this is, know that things are going to go your way and you're going to get what you've worked for. This is the Three of Wands. Your plans are going to come to fruition. You just have to be patient, and that's going to be the hardest part here. So whatever you're planning, whatever you're working for, Scorpio, is going to come to fruition, and it's just going to take a little bit of time. But that's why the Three of Wands is there for advice, to remind you that you need to keep doing what you're doing so that this happens. Don't lose sight. You may have a tower moment and it may change the way you do things, but don't lose your sight. You may have to shift your plans, but it doesn't mean you have to shift your goal. Your goal can still be there. And I think that's exactly what this advice is saying. So I feel like, yeah, you're in a spot right now though that's pretty kind of cool, because you've probably realized that you've changed and made some major changes in your life, and you're feeling really good about them. And I think that's really awesome. And if whatever you're planning, there may be a shakeup. It could be a small one, it could be a big one. It probably all depends on you and what's going on in your life. But no, you're headed in the right direction, and keep doing you. So there you have it, Scorpio. I hope you liked it. Please hit the like button. Give me a comment. Appreciate all of the comments, all of the things. And take care. Have a beautiful day.